This is a step-by-step guide on how to use MetaTrader 4 to trade in the forex market, or to trade cryptos, or even to trade stocks. So if you are interested in making money online with MetaTrader 4, then watch this video to the end. To download your MetaTrader 4, you go to your mobile app store to download it. Type MetaTrader 4 where you can download your app. I'm not going to do that. I'm going straight into the platform itself. So when we come to the platform, the first thing we are presented with is the quote tab, the quote section. So this quote section is where we have the currencies that we are trading, and also their bid price and the ask price. The bid price is the price you're willing to sell, and the ask price is the price you're willing to buy. Now, the difference between the ask price and the bid price is what we call the spread. Each currency pair consists of two currencies. The first is called the base currency, while the second is called the counter currency, or the quote. What it implies is that 1 unit of the base currency is equal to this value of the counter currency when you are buying, and this value of the bid price when you sell. If you observe carefully, you see that the price is changing. The values are changing in points, and that point is what we call pips, price in points. A unit pip value is in the 4th decimal place for non-JPY pairs, while the 5th decimal place is the pipette, which is 1/10 of a pip. And for JPY pairs, a unit pip value is on the 2nd decimal place, while the 3rd decimal place is a pipette, which is 1/10 of a pip. That is to say, if the Euro USD moves from 1.0606 to 1.0610, that means it has moved up by 4 pips. And if GBP JPY moves from 181.64 to 181.50, that means it has moved 14 pips. So varies how you calculate the pips. So still in this quote, we can see that we have very few currency pairs here, but we can still add more. We still have more instruments to trade. Like I said, you can trade so much. To add more currency pairs, you come to this plus button, click on it, come to Forex Majors. These are the major currency pairs. So you click on this folder, then you can add all the currency majors by clicking on them. You can add every one of them. So all the Forex majors are added. The folder is now empty. So you can also go to Forex Minors and add all the ones you want to trade. So these are the major ones I would like to trade, and I will add as many as I would like to trade. So now that we've added all the Forex minors that we want to trade, we can go to gold and add gold also. We want to trade gold, maybe gold versus euro. This one that is gold versus dollars, so I've added that. If you like gold versus euro, you can add it. And if you want to trade silver, you can add silver. If you want to trade oil and the rest of it as energy, you can add Brent, you can add natural gas, you can add spot oil, WTI. So commodities, if you want to trade commodities like corn and soybeans and the rest, you can add them. Like I said, you can trade so much on this MetaTrader 4. If you want to trade futures, energy futures, like a UK oil, US oil, all these, you can trade futures also with MetaTrader 4. You can add them. Also, if you want to trade gold futures, you can add gold futures. So if you want base metals, that's aluminium, copper, lead, zinc, you can add every one of them, whatever you want to trade. If you want to trade indices, US 30 and the rest of them, SPS 500, NASDAQ, US 30, UK 100, all these instruments, you can trade them. Then cryptos. So if you're interested in cryptos, you can also add cryptos. So maybe Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, any of the coins that you want to trade, you can add all of them. They're all here. So now that we've added all, if there is anyone you're looking for which you think you've not seen here, you can search for it here. Let's say you're looking for maybe Euro 50, click on it and it's added there. So from this arrow, we can go back to our quotes. So here we can see that our quotes has been populated. We have all the instruments that we have need of or that we want to trade. So they are all here. So one other thing you need to know is that you can rearrange the way they look here. So with this pencil icon, when you click on it, you can choose to either rearrange it, maybe to move them, drag and drop them, maybe move them to the positions where you want them to be. So you can rearrange. Then you can also delete. If you want to delete anyone, you come to this delete button. So click on this very bin button, then select the ones you want to delete. Maybe I want to remove this Euro 50. I'll click on it. Or maybe I want to remove WTI spot oil. I also click on it. So I've selected two items. When I delete them, they are gone. So if I go back, I will not see them anymore here again. So the Euro 50 is gone and the WTI is also gone. So still on this quote section, you can still do a number of things. From here, you can open a chart. If you click on any of the currency pairs from there, you can place a new order. You can also open a chart of that currency pair. You can also look at the symbol properties of that currency pair, and you can also look at advanced mode. So let's just look at them one after the other. When I click new order, it will bring me to the place where I can place my order. So from this place, I can place my order, select the type of market execution that I want, whether it's instant execution or it's a buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. I'm going to explain all this when I get to the trade session. I will explain all that. You can select any one of these, then select your lot size, impute your stop loss, and then your take profit. Then place your order, either buy or sell. So varies for that. Then for the open chart, when I click on open chart, it will open the chart for me. From here, I will see what the chart is saying in the time frame that is selected. So when I click on the symbol properties, it will show me the details about that symbol. And one important thing that this tells us is the swap. Swap is the interest that you earn or the interest that you pay for leaving your open trades overnight. Then the last is the advanced mode, which when I click on it, it will change the look of the quotes. So in this case, you now see that the quotes is showing us more details. Below the currency pair is the time, the latest time of update for these very quotes. Then the next one there below it is the spread for that currency pair. So remember I talked about the spread, which is the ask minus the bid, the ask price minus the bid price. So here you don't need to start calculating it. You can easily see it written here 1.9. That is 1 pip, 9 pipet for USD CHF. So that is the spread. Then the next is the lowest price that it attained within this period, within this day, and this is the highest price it has attained within today. So these are the more details that you can see in an advanced mode. With this, we've dealt with the quotes and everything that you can do from this very quotes tab. We may leave the quotes in an advanced mode and then move to the next session, which is the chart session. So here is the chart session. Remember that when we clicked on open charts from the quote section, we have this. So here in the chart section, we have a few things we can work with. So we need to understand what the chart is all about. This type of chart is called candlestick charts. Each candlestick represents what happens per time period. So from the top left hand side of this chart, we see that we're in a H1, which is 1 hour time frame. So each of these candlesticks explains what happens every 1 hour. At the end of the 1 hour, that is at the end of every 1 hour, a new candlestick chart is formed. Now let me interpret this. For the red ones, the red one shows us that it is a bearish candlestick. That is a candlestick where price depreciated in value within that 1 hour, within that time period. So what this tells us is that price opened at this point and then went to the highest of this point, then went to the lowest of this point, and then closed at this point. So the closing price is lower than the opening price, telling us that there was a depreciation in value. That is for the bearish candlestick. So now let's look at a bullish candlestick. What it's telling us is that the price appreciated in value. The opening price was at this point. It opened at this point and then went to the lowest of this point, then went to the highest of this point and closed at this point. So VAR is telling us that the closing price is higher than the opening price, which is an appreciation in value. So we can have these candlesticks in different time frames. So that is how you interpret your candlesticks to know a bullish candle and a bearish candle. And you can change this time frame to different time frames by clicking on any part of this chart. Then you will see other time frames. You will see a 1 minute time frame. So when I load it, what it's showing me is what happens every 1 minute. As you watch it, after the next minute, you will see it change. So while I'm just talking, you may just see a new candlestick form after 1 minute. So just look at the time here. Right now, you can just see that a new candlestick has just formed because it has entered a new minute. So varies how the candlesticks form. I can also change it to 5 minutes. So if I go to 5 minutes, you see that also a new candlestick has just formed within these 5 minutes. So this is a 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, it shows what happens every 5 minutes. Then you can change it to 15 minutes. Also, you can change it to 30 minutes. So you can select each time frame you want. The essence is that you will have a bigger picture of what is happening per time in the long time frame, in the medium time, and also in a short time. So you have daily also. This is showing you what is happening every day. That is every day. This candle represents what happens every day. Then you can have weekly, and you also have monthly. So these are the ways you can see what is happening per time in the candles that you have with you. All right. So with these candles, you can see whether the price is moving up or whether the price is coming down, whether you're having an uptrend, an uptrend, or whether you're having a downtrend in the market. Okay, so before I go to the other things that you can do from this very chart session, I want to say that this candlestick chart is just one type of chart. We have other types of charts, the line chart and the bar chart. If you turn your mobile phone to landscape, you will get the other types of charts. So let me just turn mine this time. So right now I have turned my mobile phone to landscape. So if I click on it, I now have options to change my chart to different types. I can change it to line charts. So this is line chart giving us the same story, but this is just capturing only the close of each period. So I can also change it to bar chart. So here is a bar chart. A bar chart is still showing us a bearish market and a bullish market. Now the bearish bar chart is this ones with red, showing us that price opened at this point a higher and went to the highest of this point and came to the lowest of this point and closed at this point. That is a bearish bar chart. Then a bullish bar chart is saying the opposite, that price opened at this point, came to the lowest of this point and went to the highest at this point and then closed at this point. So that is a bullish bar chart. So these are the other types of charts that we have. So if I revert to the portrait form, it will still be in this bar chart unless I change it. So to change it, I still need to go back to the landscape form, then select candlestick, because that is what looks more beautiful in the eye, and that is what is more commonly used by traders. The next thing is to see the other features that we can use here. One important feature we can use here is the crosshair. This is the crosshair which we select from this point. We select it from this point. Now crosshair is just a tool for you to use to get the price or the date of any candlestick. So let's say I want to know the peak of this price. I can just draw it to that candle, then there it will show me the price at that point, to also show me the date. And when I look up here just below the symbol of the currency pair, you will see figures there: open, high, low, and close. So that is what we have in those numbers here. If I also bring it to this chart, this very candlestick, it also gives us details that on this date, at this hour, this very 00 hour, we have the opening price, the highest price, the lowest price, and the closing price. So those are the details you can get. Then if you want to use it also to get maybe the peak of a certain a certain week, upper week or lower week, you can just place it here and get the value at this side bar, this value of the currency at that point, the price of the currency at that point. So that is what you can do with your crosshair. To remove the crosshair, just click on it again, it will be removed. Next to the crosshair is where you get your indicators. So when you click on this F sign, you have your indicators. So from here you can add indicators or remove indicators. When you click on this F plus, you can select the types of indicators you want to add. Let's say I want to add Bollinger Bands. When I click on Bollinger Bands and change my settings the way I want it, I can change the colors to wherever I want, however I want it, the thickness and all that. When I click done and come back here, you can see that my Bollinger Bands are already here. So if I want to add maybe if I want to add a stochastic oscillator, which is an oscillator, another indicator, I can still come back to this F and click on F plus again, then look for stochastic oscillator. Let's say this is my stochastic oscillator. I click on it. Whatever colors I want, I will set and I'll click done. Then come back here. So you can see my stochastic oscillator is added. So this is how you can add any indicator that you've learned how to use or that you use to set up your system of trading. So to delete any one of these indicators, come back to the indicator tab, then you come to this bin button, you click on the bin, then you delete, maybe I want to delete the Bollinger Band. I've deleted it. While this is still stochastic is still there, so you can see it has been deleted. Okay, or if you want to add another one, let's say you want to add moving averages, you can add moving average. This moving average, then select the time period you want, maybe 50 period moving average. You can select either simple moving average, exponential moving average, or any type of moving average you want. Let's say I want a simple moving average 50, then the color I've left it at blue, then I click OK. Then this is my 50 moving averages here. This is it. Then I can also add another moving average so that I can have 2 or 3 of them. So I can still click on the moving average, then change it maybe to 20 moving average. Then I will change the color so that I can distinguish between them. So when I do that, I have 2 moving averages. So here are my moving averages. The blue is the 50 moving average, while the orange is the 20 moving average. So that is how you can have a moving average on your chart. All right, so let me delete them so that we see more space to do what we are doing. So I've deleted all the indicators I've added there. All right, so now we're done with indicators. Let's go to the next tab, which is objects. You can see we have things like triangle, circle, square. These are where you have objects you can put on your chart to make your chart analysis. So let me click on it. So here we have different types of objects. These are the ones I frequently use. But if you want to get new objects, you can just come to this plus button here. You click on the plus button. You have vertical lines, you have horizontal lines, you have trend lines, you have arrows, you have all trend by angle, cycle lines, all arrows. All these are lines you can use. Then you also have channels. You have equidistance channel and all the channels. Then you have the Fibonacci retracement tools. You can use them and all of them. You have the waves and you have the shapes. So let me just use 1 or 2 of them just to help us understand how it is being used. So let's say I want to draw my support and my resistance. So I will pick my horizontal line, then say I want to draw a support. Support is the floor of the price, where price may encounter excess buying pressure. So that is the area where price has previously encountered buyers. So we saw at this point, so I've drawn my line. If I want to adjust it, maybe I didn't draw it well and I want to adjust, just click on it and you have dotted lines at the ends of it, so you can move it to any point you want. Maybe take it up to you can just move it around until you get the appropriate place you want to leave it. So that is how you add horizontal lines. So if you want to add trend lines, let's say I want to add trend lines. So I will still come to that place, go to my trend line. Then trend line is connecting to connect market structure, maybe higher highs and higher lows. So with this, I've added my trend line connecting these highs, these lower highs. Then I can also add another one, maybe to connect the lows, maybe something like this. So with this, I have added my trend lines. So that is how you add your trend lines. If you didn't draw it well and you want to adjust it, just click on it. You will see the buttons. So you can see the dotted the dots on it, showing that it's now it can now be moved or adjusted. So from here you can adjust it, and after adjusting, just click on it and the dots will leave. Then if you want to delete it, you can either click on it and then click this delete here, and it can be deleted. If you want to do further adjustments on it, maybe you want to show where you want it to be visible at, then click on this pencil sign. Then you can select time frame that you want it to be visible on. Maybe I want it to be only visible on the daily time frame. Then if I click OK, so it has disappeared here, but when I go to daily time frame, I will see that it's still there on the daily time frame. So, but if I get to any other time frames, like 4-hour time frame, that very first one has disappeared. So that is how you can modify your objects that you have drawn. And if you want to delete them, just click on it and click this bin button is deleted. Click on it, click this bin button, that is deleted also. Then you can add every other object, like if I want to add a Fibonacci, or if I want to add an arrow, so I can add an arrow. So maybe I want to show that price will be moving up. I can just use my arrow and draw it. Change the colors by just coming to this pencil sign. I can change it to any color I want. So there is it. Then to delete, I can simply delete also by clicking on this bin button that's deleted. So let me add Fibonacci. So I will come to Fibonacci retracement tool. This is the Fibonacci. I want to check how much price will retrace back after this move. From the swing high, I draw it down to the swing low. So right now I have all my Fibonacci retracement levels. Then let me come quickly to shapes. These shapes is what you use to get your demand zone and your supply zone and all that. So I can get a rectangle and I want to just get this zone of interest to me. So with that, I can change the color of this rectangle to anything I want. The same thing just applies to every one of them. So you can just select any color you want and select the time frame you want them to be visible at. If you want them to be visible in a particular time frame, you can select that from this point and choose the time frame you want them to be visible at. So when you've done that, you click done. So your distance is showing here. If I add another one, so to add another one, I still come down here, then go to rectangles. Maybe I want to add another point here. So with this, I've drawn my rectangles. So that is how you can draw anything whatsoever you want to use. These are all the objects, the ellipse, triangles. You can just get any object on your charts and it will look that beautiful. So if you want to delete them, just click on it and delete. Click on it and delete. Click on it and delete. So the objects are all gone. Then if you want to just clear all the objects on your chart, so you don't want to see any object there again, maybe you've got enough of them on your chart, just click on this bin button, then select everything. So when I click delete right now, every object I have on my chart will disappear. So, but I don't want to do that. So I will return. So I will return to my chart. All right, so we're done with objects. The next tab is this very tab, which you can select the currency pairs you want the chart to appear here. So instead of going back to the quote section to begin to select, you can just come down direct from here to change the currency pair, you want to see the exact chart. So let's say I want to see the charts of USD JPY. When I click on it, USD JPY shows up. So if I want to see Euro USD, if I click on it, Euro USD shows up. If I want to see gold, I click on gold. This is gold chart. So the gold chart shows up. If I want to see Bitcoin, so I click on Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin. It shows up, it loads, and it shows up. So varies how you can change your currencies from these charts section. Then another thing you can use directly from this is this order tab, that is this tab to place your order. So when I click on it, this very tab, automatically what it brings out is the currency pair of the charts that is currently in display. So right now we're having on display Bitcoin. So when I click on it, is Bitcoin that is coming up here for me to buy. But if I don't want to place the Bitcoin, if it is not Bitcoin that I want to trade, I can still use this sign here, this dollar sign here, to select the currency pair that I want to trade. Maybe I can change it to Euro, AUD. So the next is that I have options to select instant execution, which means I want to buy or sell at the current market price. Then if I select buy limit, what it means is that I want to buy at a price that is lower than the current price. So varies for buy limit. If I select sell limit, that means I want to sell at a price that is higher than the current price. So that is for sell limit. Then if I select buy stop means I want to buy at a price that is higher than the current price. That is just the opposite of a buy limit. Then if I select sell stop means that I want to sell at a price that is lower than the current price. If you want to understand these order types, please watch my video on the types of order. I will not go on to explain more than this, but that is exactly how you select the type of order you want to place. So let me say I want to go for instant execution. So I want to trade at the current market price. So the first thing I want to do is to select my contract size. So I select maybe 0.1 lot size. So I select 0.1. Then I can put my stop loss here. This is my stop loss. So the stop loss is how much I am willing to lose. So maybe I want to lose just 20 pips. If I want to sell and I want to lose 20 pips, that would be just about 1.6700. And if I want to make maybe 40 pips, that would be 1.6640. So if I click on sell, it will sell. And if I mistakenly click on buy, it will tell me invalid parameters. Why? Because I did not set my take profit and my take profit and my stop loss to buy. Where I set it is to sell. So let me click on buy. You will see what it will tell me. If I click on buy, invalid stop loss and take profit, because when I am buying, my stop loss should have been below my entry price and my take profit should be above. So but I set it the other way around. My stop loss was higher than the entry price and my take profit is lower. That means that it's only a sell that I can execute at this point. So when I click on sell, the order will be executed. So let me click on sell right now. So if I click on sell, the order is executed and we see that the trade is open. And what we saw as the negative is the swap. It is the difference between the ask and the bid, which is the cost of the transaction. So that is how you place your order, and you can see from the chart that our order is on is a sell and our stop loss is just above here and our take profit is down here. So we've placed the order and we wait for it to just go for us or go against us. And you can allow it to go until it gets to your take profit, or you can also terminate it. Let's say, for instance, I just feel that I want to terminate it the way it is right now. I can terminate it or modify it. You can modify the trade by clicking on it. Then you can close the order. If I click on close right now, that means I'll be going home with this profit added to my account. If I click on close right now, then I can modify by changing my stop loss or my take profit to another value that I want. Then click on modify. It will be modified. So however, you can adjust your trade. That's what I'm just trying to explain there. And if you want to look at the chart also from this open trade, when you click and hold on it, you can also view the charts and all these options to modify the order, to close the order manually without it getting to your take profit. So those are the ways, the things you can do from this very tab. When you place your order, all these things can be done to modify or to close and all that. So one more thing from this session, when you click on the chart, it brings out everything we've just looked at from the top here. You have your time frames, you have your F, which is the you have this F sign, which is your indicator tab. When you click on it, you can access your indicator just like the previous one. Then you also have the crosshair, which is also here. They also have the same function, and you still have your objects here. So everything you have here are also here in this ring. So you can just click and use any one of them, just as you can use the one at the top. So that is exactly how you use your charts. Then the next is this trade session, which I've pointed at when we placed our trade. In this trade session, first you're seeing your balance, you're seeing your equity, which is balance plus whatever there is here, whether it's a positive or a negative. Balance plus your profits will give you your equity. Then you have your free margin, you have your margin levels, you have your margin call, everything is here. Then you have your open positions. If there are other positions you have open, they are all here, listed here. So you can modify, you can close them, and you can close partially. If you want to close a position partially, maybe take some partial profit, come to close order, then reduce the lot size to how many you want to close. So I'm changing this lot size, you see that the amount I will close will be changing. So watch as I am changing it. You see that the amount I want to close will be changing. If I don't want to close everything, maybe I just want to close half of my position, I can reduce this to 0.5 and take part of the profit or part of the loss, 0.5. Once I click close, part of it will close. Instead of 0.1, which we had before, let me just do that. So if I click on close, order closed. Now initially we were having 0.1, but now we are now having 0.05. So the 0.05 is telling us that a part has been closed. And if you want to see that part that has been closed, you come to your history section. So the next section, the next tab is the history section. So when I click on it, so it's showing me all the trades that I have closed today. I've got a loss of $6.66, and also I've got this close that I've so a total of that I have here. So a total of about $7 have been closed. And in this very history tab, you can search based on the currency pair that you traded to see. So if I search based on currency pair, all symbols, it will show me all symbols. If I just want only Euro, AUD, I click on it. So only Euro, AUD shows up. If I want only GBP, JPY, only GBP JPY shows up. So with that, you can filter all your trades that have closed to know how much you lost in each of them or how much you made on them. So also you can arrange the history by coming to this up and down arrow to arrange them based on symbols or arrange them based on order, the amount lost, or arrange them based on opening time, the one that opened first, or arrange them based on closing time, or arrange them based on profit. So you can arrange them, especially this is more important, especially when you have multiple trades. With that, you can organize your history so that it will be easier for you to take your records. Next is the calendar. So with this calendar, you can just select the profit or your trade history for the day. You can also select trade history for the last week. You can select trade history for last month. You can select trade history for last 3 months. Then you can customize your trade history and select the exact dates or days you want and click done, and that will be done. So varies how you use your history tab and get all the trades you've placed and all the ones that you think you cannot find. You can sort everything out and filter them. Then the next tab is the news tab. This is where you see some of the news. Yeah, from the broker you get some of this news. Though majority of the traders use sites like forexfactory.com to get most of their fundamental news, but from here you can get news from your brokers and all of that. So if you click on them, it will open up and you can read the news and see the details of the news. And you can forward the news. You can go to the next one by clicking this arrow, or use this to go back, or you can bookmark the news with this very button. So those are the things you can do from this news tab. So one more thing I need to do is to teach you how to customize your chart. You see that my chart is looking this beautiful. When you open yours, it may not be looking this way. So how do you make your chart to look this way? Okay, so all you need to do is you come to these 3 dotted lines here. So when you come there, you come to settings. So from these settings, when you click on settings, then you select colors. Click on colors. Then here you can change the colors to wherever you like, the scheme you like, wherever you change it to, especially the bear candles and the bull candles, change the color. Bear candles red, bull candles green, and click OK. Your chart will have a new look. So varies what you do there. To change from dark mode to night, from dark mode to light mode, you can click on this light mode. I can change to dark mode, so my chart is now in dark mode. So varies a walkthrough of the MetaTrader 4 Android version. I thank you for sticking with me throughout this journey, and if you've enjoyed this content, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. That will encourage me to produce more content like this. Enjoy the rest of your day.